Hello again, it's Noob, and here we have another Vent Lockmaster pick set, and this was kindly sent to me by Vent to keep for the purposes of this review, and I have worked with Vent before, but this kit was actually put together, curated, and some of the profiles designed by the fantastic Tallan pick from Spain. He's a Spanish picker. He subs all his videos with English subtitles and is just not only a really nice guy, but a brilliant lockpicker. You really should go check out his channel. So Tallan curated this set because he wanted a dual gauge set. This is the Lockmaster 3251E DM, dual gauge medium, I think that probably means, set. And this was primarily aimed at single pin picking with dual gauge. So you have 0.6mm and 0.5mm, which is, I think, around 23-ish thousandths of an inch and about 19 thousandths of an inch, something like that. If I got that wrong, forgive me, I'm not very good at my millimeters to inch conversions, but yeah, 0.6 and 0.5mm. So what do you get? Well, you get matching sets, so let's have a look. Looking at this, you get a range of your hooks in different depths. So you've got two sort of short hooks here, one being rounded, one being flat tipped, then a sort of a medium to medium deep and a nice deep hook there. But also in these blue handles, in the 0.6mm, you get a gem style pick, and you get a deep gem, which I think is one of Tallan Pick's own profiles, and you get an offset or deforest diamond, which is very nice indeed, and lots of people love that. You get exactly the same in the grey handles, and these are already on when you buy the kit, which is really nice. And why do we have these handles? Well, I sort of helped with some of the design and testing of the profiles and the handles back in the day, and the aim is that eventually, you know, picks they get fatigued or bent over time, or accidents happen, and you might just want to swap out the pick but not lose the handles, because these handles are very comfortable, hard plastic, I think ABS injection molded, as it happens, handles, and you can get them in different colours. So the idea is that even if the picks fatigue over time, as all picks do, you can just keep the handles and use them on another pick. You can also customise these to whatever colours you want. I know that Vent do a range, black and pink and blue and green and you name it. So yeah, these are obviously a little bit more flexible. These are the 0.5mm picks, and again, all in those same profiles that you can see there, including one of my favourites, of course, the gem profile. So yeah, very comfortable. The finish on these, if you're going to have a look, let them scatter themselves over my desk, is pretty good. Not super polished, but tumbled enough to take away all the sharp edges. I haven't found I've needed to finish these any further, but if you really wanted, you could probably put a little bit of 1200 grit sandpaper on these, more if you want to get a mirror polish on these. But yeah, the finishing on these is, as you can see, there we go, get that on camera in the light, really nice. Nevertheless, they are tumbled, but they're just not a super high polish. What pick material do they use? Well, this is a tempered spring steel. So this is sort of very strong and flexible. It is slightly more flexible and malleable than some of the extra hard, like max yield or full yield 301 stainless picks, but they are also less brittle, and should you deform one of the picks, easier to just bend back. Although, as with all picks, the more that you mend your picks, the weaker the metal gets. But it's sort of a preference thing. You either like the spring steels which a lot of manufacturers use, or you prefer the harder but more brittle stainless steel. So if you are more on the spring steel side, then this is what vent to use. Now let's move these picks aside and have a look at the case and the tension tools you get with this. So turning tools, as you might expect with the bottom of the keyway tools, you get a 0.8, a 1 and a 1.2 millimeter. That's the width in this direction, sort of pry bar style turning tool, so double-ended, a short end for locks which don't have a very deep keyway, and ones with sort of escutcheons and turners and sunken keyways a longer side. Then you have, which is something I personally prefer, are the short top of the keyway turners here, and these are in slightly different widths in this direction, so I believe that they are 2.5 and 2.95, so 2.5 and 2.95, and these are just short little stubby ends, and they come in I think different thicknesses of 1 and 1.1 millimeters. Same with these, they're just a bit longer for bottom of the keyway turning, and so you get the, in this direction the metal is 1 and 1.1 for thicker, and again this way 2.5 and 2.95 millimeters, which is pretty good. So, oh, the case, I forgot the case. We can't forget the case. This isn't, this is advertised as vegan leather. It's not a full leather case, which would be, I'll be honest, my preference, but it's actually very nice and actually relatively convincing. It's got a good zip on it, and this is what I particularly like about these cases is, you know, if you throw these in a bag or a pocket or anything like that, all your turning tools don't just like fly out. So you've got other tools you put in there as well. They kind of stay in place. At the very least, they stay in the case. So these zipped cases are quite nice, and it does hold everything that you need as you need it. So that is the case. Right, let's do a bit of a demo on a few locks. Just choose a few profiles, have a bit of a pick, and we'll come up with some conclusions. For the first lock, I can't resist. I really want to do the classic combination of American style keyway, 1.2mm pry bar, and grab my 0.5mm deforest half diamond, and we'll just go through. Just hit pin 3 there. This is pin 4. Give me a little click. Back through 2 there. Back through. What's this? Pin 5 at the back. Not into a false set yet. That's pin 2 into a tiny false set, which is a good sign. Just seeing where we are. Pin 1 seems picked now. It's good. Pin 5, little click. Into a really big false set now. That was pin 3. Just hit 4. This is 4, I think, here. Got that nice counter rotation again. And we caught it. So next one, more counter rotation on this pin. Oh, and we haven't got that, so I think we need to get ourselves back into that false set. We got it. So just drop some spools there, very nice. Careful, and we caught that one. So I think we're at the last or second to the last pin. Gentle on this one, and we caught it, and we have the open. What a great fun lock that is. Very much a recommended brand, Ace. I know it's Ace Hardware in America, not a sponsor, but yeah, very good locks to pick. And I felt that deforest half diamond was just very, very nice in that keyway. When it comes to master locks, I just love using a gem profile pick on these. So let's go in and yeah, just should be a case of just going through click, and yep, open. This is a hook only set, but we can still, you know, try and zip a lock open, I think. So there we go. This is going to be a very odd combination, but you know, we're going to try out some new things. And this is going to be a top of the keyway turner at the top of the keyway, and this extremely long Tallan pick deep gem. And again, this is 0.5, so we'll see where we get to on this. So this is pin 1. That went really high up. Okay. Pin 2's binding here. Good. 3. That felt good. 4. Just be super careful to overset anything. And I feel that I've... Oh, we got it. That was touch and go. And just trying to find anything which is just giving us that counter rotation. Oh, that felt good. But a bit gritty. This is 3 again. Oh, wow. Which one is going to be the one which is... Ah, pin 2 there, and we're open. Yeah, it's strange using a pick that deep, but if you're careful, yeah, works pretty good. So as you can see, the picks perform very well, and at this point of the video I like to do some pros and cons and things I might want to see done differently or improve on in the future. Before we go there, let's think about the prices. This is currently on the event. I think it's a zeofix.com website. At the time of the recording, and all the exchange rates may differ when you watch this, so bear that in mind, at 110 euros and 94 cents, which is around 95 UK pounds, or around 117 US dollars. And for that, of course, you get your 8 standard turners, 3 double-ended pry bars, and your what looks like, I didn't count these up to 14 different picks, 7 picks in 2 different gauges, which is very useful. So things I like, pros and cons. Pros, clearly, although I probably would say so, I really like the handles. These are comfortable. It's very easy to change these out with a screwdriver as well if you want to. A range of colours. I love the fact that you have the option of these. It's really great that these are in dual gauge as well, and I think that Tallan Pick did a really good job of choosing a whole host of graduated profile heights from very short to extremely deep, which is of course very, very useful. And the dual gauges really help with those very, very tight keyways, those super paracentric keyways. Very useful for those who are based in Europe. So yeah, just the general comfort and the pick shapes that Tallan has chosen, very, very good. The fact that you get all of these turning tools, you can never have enough. There's never enough. You can always want more thicknesses, more widths, more ends, more heights. But as a balance of hooks and turning tools, it's a really strong start. Anything I don't like about this set? Not really. I would say that the finishing is a little uneven on some of these. They're tumbled, but they're not like polished, if that makes sense. So you probably see there's a difference in colour, for example, on these pry bars. The fact that this isn't a full leather case, it's not a massive deal breaker for me, but I do prefer a nice quality leather case. That being said, there are not lots of people out there who would probably appreciate a vegan alternative, and I do like the fact that everything keeps in here very nicely and it's zipped. So I'm sort of halfway with this case. I like it, but I prefer it in leather. Anything else a bit of a downside? Not really. As I said before, how you get on with a tempered or slightly hardened spring steel compared to, for example, a super hard max yield steel, for example, that depends on your preference. I know a lot of locksmiths, not entirely sure why, do prefer a spring steel. A lot of hobbyists prefer a more hardened steel. You'd have to try and see whether this was sort of something which works out well for you. Is there anything else I can say about this set that I haven't covered? I don't think so. I mean, I think on balance, this is actually a really nice set. Good balance of hooks on both sides of the 0.6 and 0.5 millimeters. Handles are super comfortable. Finishing is good, even though it's not polished. You get a load of good turners. You get a zipped case, which is very functional. So yeah, I think that Vent and Tallan pick did a pretty good job at putting this set together. I certainly had good fun with it, and I mentioned it before, it's worth mentioning again. I really like the fact that you can reuse these handles and customize them. It's always been a really strong point for these Lockmaster pick sets. So that's my thoughts on this set. I'd love to know yours in the comments below. I do read them all and reply to as many as I can, even if it takes me a while to get there. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing, because both those things really help my channel out. And of course, I'll see you all next time.